Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Y'all know how we start by saying YouTube. What's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another POWERCREEP podcast finally, because you know I take those hiatuses. But I am here with my co-host. You guys know him. Honestly, he's kind of the main host at this point. And that's Tweacz.
What's up, guys?
Always the MVP in my absence, hosting the POWERCREEP podcast, so you guys don't miss a week of thoughts, unless there's really just nothing going on. But last week was pretty big, so you guys ran it on Friday. I popped in for like a nice little 10, 15 minutes or something.
You remember popping in?
I remember listening to myself. So I know I was there.
I watched it back. Somehow I popped in. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Radio Buddha.
It's funny.
So that was fun times. Good clips from that. Good clips from that podcast. But we are here for, I don't know. I think, I know I was anticipating Angela more than Reese. Really not based off of anything too concrete, but I don't know if it was like that for you.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Repeat that.
I don't know. I feel like it's because of multiple factors, but I was anticipating Angela a lot more than I was Reese.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of us in the community, we all so seeing Reese's kid, and a lot of people, as much as we don't. We vote against power creep a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we all want our, gems to mean something,
Right.
And to get us something outstanding as a unit whenever you spend them, right?
Of course.
So people, quote unquote, don't want power creep, but we want good units.
Yes.
And when we first saw Reese, we were like, okay, she's not a huge big PP DPS. She's gonna be like your support utility unit. She's an SD batter, gonna be awesome. And so we're like, all right, Duran's not a huge big DPS, and people love DPS, right? It's flashy numbers, big numbers. They like to see that HP bar melt of bosses. And we're like, all right, we hope, Angela is going to be that for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, we saw, at least in the last couple collabs, there's always been a unit that has just been amazing. Near having both A2 and 2B being very top tier units. Roy and Ed being top tier units, with Roy being just absolutely broken.
Yep.
Even before that, Dr. Stone, we had Gen.
For crazy, yeah.
So we've had some really good collab units in the past, right? And especially in the last year. So while a lot of the community, and I'm a big fan of Reese. I think she's a great unit. I think she melds a lot really well with a lot of different builds and scenarios. A lot of the community does not see that as her as the main unit that is coming out of this collab. So a lot of people until yesterday were hoping, we're like, hey, Angela, I hope she's busted, broken, she's gonna take down Maja, take down Shift Eliza, take that mage crown, right?
Right.
Well, that's a big throne to fill.
That's a big throne. I didn't want that.
I know, and maybe not you, but I'm just speaking to what I've seen, and
right.
And we all expected her to be good, right? You're not going to release a mage in this meta in this current game and have them be like, I don't know, dare I say a Robala? They're not going to be you're not going to be limited, right? So she's one unit that, as she's been released, she's actually still very good.
Right.
It's just there's some little niche about it. She's not your Maja.
It's easy to compare now that we have the ceiling that is Maja.
Correct.
We have a new standard.
And this was the same feeling we had after Loug Zeus was released.
Mm-hmm.
After we found out how good Roy was.
Yep.
Everything else, even if they're very, very good, after that is going to feel a little sour, right?
Yes.
Especially for people who miss them.
For sure. And I think that was what I was hoping. I didn't want her to dethrone Maja. And as crazy broken as Roy was following Loug Zeus, he still didn't dethrone Loug Zeus.
No. But
he's still that just cream of the crop style unit.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's what I wanted Angela to bust on the scene with, especially with things that we knew after we got her info. She was coming in with that no attribute non-stacking spell, which we haven't seen since Lagravos.
So we haven't seen it in over a year, correct?
But then, like, I even remember editing back and watching myself react to her info. Like, until I saw that, I was, like, kind of underwhelmed. I was, like, with her traits. And so it was a weird feeling. And I feel like that's kind of been the air of her release in the community, is this weird, like...
where she hasn't been fully figured out yet, I think.
Okay,
and you know, I tried to do my best this morning, testing her out and doing it on stream and all, and like trying to find her power, right?
Yep.
Because she's not a utility character, she's not a support, she is straight up damage. Right. So how is she going to, you know, act or be used in certain scenarios, in certain battles, and you know, where does she shine? Is really where you want to try to find where units shine, because there's so many units in this game that not everyone's going to be good in all scenarios. Yep. There's a lot of units that'll be good in a lot of scenarios, but not top tier. Yep. And I think she is very good in a lot of scenarios.
Exactly. And not every player is going to have every character.
Exactly.
Right? So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get into her because, and shout out to Amber as well. She made her little test on Angela and called out some of the things you were saying in your live stream. So
yep. She was there this morning with me. We were chilling, talking it over.
Yep. If you guys haven't checked out her videos, if you just want to see like raw characters that are being tested, like that you would probably never see on any other creator's channel besides Tweacz if he is bored enough, she's like creating a library of tests of units. It's very good. It's very dope. So, but then again, I don't want to jump the gun, but I mean, she's there, and like, you know, she's saying because we have that ceiling of Maja, she's like, you know, it's hard to reach damage caps, but at the same time, I'm watching Angela spam down all 4 Pablos. Like, other units can't do that, you know?
Yes.
So she's still
some units
good.
can, and you know, it's just different. That's all.
Yes. And
it's just different. That's all.
It's different.
And I think, and there's a couple different ways to like look at how you want to build her. You can either capitalize on the weakness builds or capitalize hard on the neutral builds.
Gotcha. So there's not really a great marriage of both if you want full efficiency.
I mean, the ways that I looked at her before, like my first initial instinct was like, okay, we're gonna try to go the weakness. Let's call it weakness policy. Okay. Let's go with that. We're gonna go with bringing spells that everything's weak to, and we're gonna try to prioritize those over the neutral magic, right?
Gotcha.
And I was just like, where's the damage? I'm just like, I don't know. I just like, because you know, from my standpoint, not that I'm used to Madra, but I understand how powerful he is. I understand how powerful Shift Eliza is, and even like units like Sage Zekis or Bala, I understand how powerful they are. So when I was using the stackable spells in her kit, and I was just like, hey, where's my damage? Like, I feel like I had enough boosts on her. Like I was using like really strong equipment, and I just like couldn't find it. But when I started relying on the neutral spell instead, gave her like neutral track rays, gave her spell linkage straight up. They're just like, you're just going to be using this one spell the entire time,
right? And
gave her like divine rights and, you know, some really, really strong equipment. And I was just like, all right, okay. I think I found it.
Okay.
And gave her the right arcs. Like that's really important.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
dope. From there,
let's get into it. How about that? You want to do that?
Let's dive into
all right, Angela.
I know you
phenomenal.
I know you like her personality.
She is a great personality. Actually, I do. Her art isn't crazy, but it's just always so well done.
It's just clean, bro.
It's so clean, man.
Like, it's nice to look at. Just like the color scheme, the background, the everything.
The whole, I mean, we've talked about before, the whole Sage Zekis thing with like the blue and purple crystals and all like this. I mean, this has sort of the same feel.
Yeah.
Which I'm very into.
Yeah. The glowy. She's got the pink glow, which is kind of like Zekis' blue glow for sure.
So, Angela, right?
Angela.
We've talked about her abilities. Her skills, right? And we can showcase them a little bit. But she has literally 0 damage cap boost on her skills.
I know.
You're not going to be using her. She doesn't have any utility in her skills. Like it's not like they're dropping. It's not like they're dropping like debuffs or anything while she's using them. They're just straight up damage skills with no cap raises. She doesn't even have like Tom Ring or phase change or anything to really help it out.
Let me ask.
What?
If they gave her if they took away magic damage cap and just made it damage cap, how would she be?
That would be so much more fun.
Oh. Okay. Anyway.
You can imagine it. Anything on top of a base 9,989 physical damage cap nowadays is not going to cut it. Even if you can add, like, even if I can add 12k to that, adding Tinkili, equipment, Bayland, and like the Council of Ten Arc to give her 22k cap, it's still not like, you know how much effort that takes to make her do physical DPS,
and that's still mediocre.
And it's still like it's not like you're doing bonkers damage, right? So in my opinion, I think they're long range, and I think the purpose of them is more to interrupt than anything.
Right.
Not necessarily damage, to like drop on quite a big area ranged, and to interrupt while your spells are going off, so they can't like guard or like do anything else. I don't know. That's what I got out of it, and like we don't really have to showcase those because it's similar to Maja. Like why would we showcase a magical DPS skills, especially when they don't have any utility?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
but special, I mean, as you've seen with the special, very cool animation. I feel it's actually got one of the cooler animations that I've seen out of the collab. Yeah. I don't know.
It's got some charm to it.
I don't know the high chance to make any enemies faint yet. I'm assuming Lake's gonna come out with that, but I just don't have that information right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find that out later.
Because it's super relevant.
As you went over, Spellbinder, same thing as as the other units Reese and Duran have, is the trait becomes Spellbinder class. Their class is just upgraded through their tree. Magic damage when a staff is equipped plus 30%, and damage class plus 3,000. Which I do agree with you. This is like as the full class at 5th enhance. Like you're just gonna that's it,
bro.
That's all this trait is.
I legit thought that they might have missed a 0.
Yeah,
because that would make sense. I mean, we've got Maja with his plus 40,000. It wouldn't be too much to like throw another 0 on there just so she
that would be a lot.
It would be a lot
like
compared to her
10,000.
other ones.
Okay, I'm starting to see something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. I feel like it's. I mean, yes, there's other magic raises in her kit, but even with those,
right,
to be not necessarily because she is relevant right now, but even get closer to where we're at in the state of magic, I think she did need more. But I mean, we got to work with what we got. So let's talk about her specifically.
Yes.
Tennis Magician. This is where it's divisible, right? So when hitting an attribute weakness with a magical attack, damage plus 40%. That applies on any weak magic attack except for her neutral or non-attribute.
Non-attribute.
Unfortunately, her strongest spell, in my opinion, is her non-attribute spell. But that doesn't get any damage boost for her trait 2 at all. That's the first part at least. Not only that, mana attack magic effective against bosses. This sounds great, and I do think it's useful. But problem with that is that in that part as well, it costs 3% MP to deal 100% more damage.
Mm-hmm.
Even with that, when I first brought her out, and I know people in the chat were hanging out with me on stream, and I was just like, where is my damage? I was hitting bosses, and I was like, I don't know where my damage is going, because it's supposed to be hitting not only essentially killer damage against bosses with special boost, but also plus 100% damage and weakness damage with 3% MP cost. And I was just wasn't capping. I was just like, where?
You, bro. I don't think the special boost skill procs off of these passive slayers.
From what I understand, it's supposed to, but we're gonna have to double check that.
Well,
even if it's only 50% damage that it's applying against the boss, it should still hit pretty damn hard.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I kind of worked out the kinks a little later when I think after I got a little napski and had to sleep on it. But we worked it out to where she was decapping and stuff. But it just took a lot more effort than I thought it was. Okay, why don't we talk about her spells? How about that? You want to talk about her spells?
Let's talk about
them. Her spells are the most interesting part of her kit.
I'm very interested in because she is a rainbow. So, and these are new, right? These are new mana magic spells.
So there's 2 that are old. Okay. Exploder and Evil Gate are on Popoi as well. So that's just part of the mana series that they gave them a couple extra spells. And they have their purpose. Exploder is actually pretty quick, and it's 9 hits. It's kind of like a junk clear. It's probably the fastest damaging of all the spells. Okay. It's just super low hits.
Yeah.
But Blaze Wall, Spike Freeze, Stun Gust, Thunderstorm, and Dark Force are all new spells. So the reason these MP costs are different, Spike Freeze, Stun Gust, and Thunderstorm are like a little less than 20 hits for their magic. Blaze Wall and Dark Force, I believe, are 24 and 25 hits. And then Ancient Curse, being the non-stackable, is going to have 30 hits at 48 MP. So just noting on the differences between why they cost different MPs. But she covers 5 out of 6 attributes right here. Mm-hmm. She covers everything but light. And you can just add, if you have the Trials of Mana Ark from the Redux banner, that has Holy Bolt, which is the mana magic, not stackable magic that you can throw on her.
Yep.
So with that, she's going to have 6 out of 6 attributes covered. And then she's going to have non-attribute covered.
I know.
So her coverage is very impressive, more than any other unit in the entire game.
That's what I like.
Of course, we do have. Well, sorry.
I was just gonna say that alone sells me, big time.
It's very high value.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have other units that can drop res, even burst through very high res.
We do.
Even pierce res with Sage Ekis and stuff. So we do have ways around it. Total coverage isn't that necessary in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a nice little luxury thing to have, especially having a very powerful spell with no attribute. So, yeah, her spells are very, very good, and part of the luster of why people wanted her.
Yep. In
my opinion.
Yep.
As to part of her kit, I mean, normal MP up max, Arcane up 3 and 5, sure. Dragon Geyser is new. We haven't seen that before. That's just new. So I don't know when we'll see a dragon boss that she's going to be super useful against, but when that happens, she gets extra damage. Auto War, Wisdom Protection, and a bunch of autos that are very, very good. Auto Protection, Critical, Advanced Circle, and Auto Recast are all very good on a mage to help their survivability. Auto Heal is fantastic to have on her because that 30 MP cost is essentially costing as much as her trait too, to be fair. Pretty cheap for her to just heal back to full health. Notably, this does not work in Time Stopper on alts, but
sadly.
Still nice to have. No attribute attack raise 2. No attribute critical raise. Now right here. Okay, right here. You would, because she's a rainbow mage, you would expect something that's going to damage or give damage boost to her attributes. I would think. Not just against weak enemies, but against because she's using mana magic, she should get some more damage for her attributes, which she doesn't get at all. All we have is neutral boosts. That's it.
Right.
So no, I don't know. I found that interesting to see that her spells didn't get any boost.
She should have absolutely gotten that elemental boost skill.
Yeah.
The one that gives.
I think so.
The 4.
Maybe not the elemental combo, but the elemental boost. Yeah.
Yeah, not the physical.
Or even a new one attribute boost.
Exactly. So it does all of them.
All 6 of them plus 10% or something like that. It's something interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just didn't get that, unfortunately.
I know. Stick with what she's got.
So high level magic chant, again, you're gonna want on any mage caster. Enigma for free, just another reject stack, maybe +1 or +2, who knows. Zap boost, staff mega boost, decoy, magic aura. This stuff's all pretty generic stuff. Wound magic is nice. This is where we start getting her more cap, right? She's gonna be at spell miner, giving +50% attack magic and 5,000 cap, which you think is a lot damage power, but again, Not sure it applies like heavily. And then Limit Break. So no attribute gets critical, and then all damage caps get 8,000 at max Spellbinder. So this is where a bunch of her cap comes in. And this is where we were kind of excited to see that this applied to all Magic and not just neutral. So that was a nice little surprise.
Nice.
Yeah. So she's going to get, and like I said, these are all applying to all attack Magic, not just neutral. Right. So we're getting cap and damage, at least. But yeah, that's in her kit. How I build her as a standard mage. Like, you're gonna give her MP, a lot of MP, a lot of magic ups. And then you're gonna do the classics like Moonlight. I put on no attribute attack damage plus 20%. Pose of Honor when you kill enemies. Goddess Kiss just because you kind of need it. Especially with Sample Magic and her magic actually costing a good bit with her trait too.
Yep.
Staff Eye Boost just added in a Robe Eye Boost. Reinforce is a classic one. Like, it's not too complicated to build mages nowadays, but let's talk about her pates real quick. Since you can tune out for just a second while I talk about this. Her staff is actually very good if you're going to get her and you're already spending to get medals. The Chaos Chaser, this is the highest damage cap we've seen on any spellcaster weapon so far. Notably, you can dual wield with this with Scarlet Rod and get another 1500 cap. Not that that's like ideal, but if you were, in the perfect scenario where you're already capping and you feel like you want more, you can equip dual wield and equip another staff. Magic attack damage 15%, MP plus 30%. This is a common thing up to MP plus 15%. And you think it would be a lot, right? But because the staff and the robe don't actually give any MP, as opposed to like a lot of other robes and staffs that we have that do, sufficient damage, it's not that great. Like, I don't know. It's still good. It's just like, it's lesser because it's a lesser base to, multiply by.
Side note, I'm sure you noticed they threw that MP stat back on the road.
Oh, no, I know. They mentioned that 100%. That's called community service.
That was nice. I was happy that they did that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The robe is actually not bad. Physical and magical damage taken minus 10%. Sure, that's good in itself. Immovable object, pretty much casting an interrupt on most attacks, and another MP plus 15%, as well as giving 151 intelligence. So, like, yes, this is a very attacking set. I don't use this. I use the Fantasia Cape because it's, literally busted. 196, 30 MP, and 25% magical attack damage. This is ideal for me. In her kit, she has auto recast, high level magic chance, so she's going to need another 20% casting speed. So either to get instant cast on all of her stuff. So she's going to need either Rad Moonstone or a Cultist Pendant to get there. And then you're looking at, I put Sage Roller Drink, just give her another 1k cat. So she's definitely a very good mage. I can't deny that.
No.
It's just
she's
people,
like
she's
I feel like she and tell me if this is kind of a good comparison. She is the Sheeta to Maja's Loug Zeus. If that makes sense.
I don't think that's the worst comparison, no. Because I would put here's what I would do. I would put like now we're getting into technicalities, unfortunately, because I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, all right, let's roll with it.
Okay. I'm just saying they fulfilled like not quite the same, but
similar roles.
Similar roles. Like Zeus and Sheeta are dark DPS. Maja and Angela are rainbow mages at a very simple glance.
Huh?
And in terms of DPS and performance, Maja and Loug Zeus just have that edge over both Sheeta and Angela.
Yep.
For what those roles are supposed to accomplish, which is DPS.
Yep.
Very basic observation.
Fair. I think, unfortunately, trying to compare to the best unit in their class is a little bit disservice to them.
Sure.
It sucks that people are still trying to pair units to Loug Zeus because he is the best and at burst DPS. Like, he just is.
That's great.
And unfortunately, trying to compare a unit like Angela to Maja, who literally is the best mage in the game.
Yeah, I love
It's just you can't do it, man. Like you gotta accept what she's good for and where she's at in the game. Like we can't just focus on like everything being game breaking, which sucks.
Tweacz, the the community hero.
Just saying, man. Like I'm enjoying her. Like, and I know here's my gauge on her. She's more like Shift Eliza, okay?
Yes.
Very comparable to Shift Eliza. And Shift Eliza only gets that edge if you have the Ultra Fire spell from the Slime collab, in my opinion.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're like very neck and neck, but because I have the Ultra Fire spell from that, and I have a very useful way to get DPS out whenever I'm not time stop locked or non-stackable locked. Then she pushes way ahead because that spell is better than almost every one of these spells that she has in this kit, to be honest.
Wow.
It is a very good spell for a fire mage, especially one that hits like for stupid cap numbers.
Right. Well, the one comparison I did draw between, I thought Angela was hopefully going to be the no attribute Big Bang caster.
Yeah.
Basically. Which
it's not, dude. It's a very good animation.
Mm-hmm. I used it because I ran the quest that they offer, so you can take her in there, and I was like, ooh, this doesn't feel bad. I'm down for 30 hits of 30k real quick. That no attribute, right? No resistances. I'm down. So.
And you know what? Unfortunately, like, and we're gonna show her a little bit, show her spells off a little bit because I know people want to see it. What these enemies that we're fighting in this stage are not very difficult to do damage against. I know you know that. So even if we are capping, like, it's not really indicative of how powerful she is, to be honest. But I'm thinking, we can't use that yet. Let's talk about like arcs. How about that?
Okay.
There's a few arcs that I know I mentioned in my showcase. One being the Institute of Magic. This one is very strong on her for a full team of sorcerers. She gets like straight up 30% damage, as well as like, you know, damage mitigation, int boost, all that kind of good stuff. Really, really good for mages, which is her sorcerers. And with the full party, she gets that 30%. This is really, really strong because a flat damage boost to her damage works very, very well for her, especially since one of her main spells is going to be neutral, which doesn't get any weakness boost at all. So I think this is one of the best arcs for her. Another shout is the Elemental Arc, which is coming out recently. This is as well drops 30% of the elemental res, fire, ice, earth, or thunder when you're hitting it. So at 100 res is going to hit for 70. At 50 res is going to hit for 35. You know, just a reduction of the actual 30%. It's not a flat minus 30. Yeah. Another shout is the new LR Ark, which we'll get into eventually. But this one, it does, and this takes a little ramping up because you do have to use mana magic to get its damage boost. But HP and MP 10% additive, and then, you know, having a magical or a mind piercing effect. That's actually very good. So those are the 3 arcs that I showed in my little showcase, and I think those are probably the top picks. But why don't we go with this one first? I don't want to do a crazy build because I just kind of want to show what she can do. So why don't we just bring... Why don't we just bring Reese, honestly?
Bring it.
Let's let her... do I still have this stuff on her? I sure do. She doesn't do anything, which is great.
Nice. So
we're just going to show her off. And again, these two do actually work very well together. Reese giving that 20% magical damage boost just for being there. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I found it interesting. Let's see. I have all these on. I'm not going to show Exploder and Dark Matter or Evil Gate just because they're already on Papoy's kit. I don't think they're the most optimal spells, but Exploder is, you know, it has its uses, I think. Sure. I think I made her a sorcerer. Now, we're going to bring SM Theory just because I need another sorcerer in the party just to boost her damage a little bit. And I feel better with that. I don't know why. That's just OCD-wise. That feels better to me. Sure. Let's throw out her spells. We'll just show what they look like. They're pretty cool.
Don't mind me. I'm just pulling dental wax out of my retainers.
It's an interesting strategy.
Oh, good. All right, let's see it.
So they're all going to be a little weak. So she's going to get some damage boost. We're gonna do Ancient Curse last. We'll do it on the list. Spike Freeze. 22 hits. I mean, it's not 22 hits. All right, let me bring up my little cheat sheet. So obviously my other units are attacking, so we're gonna see higher hit counts. Let's look at this real quick. Open. It is. Load, please. Thank you. Spike Freeze is gonna be 18 hits. 18 hits, and they all have like that same 27.99 cap. I have a little extra cap because I have 2k cap on her, or I guess I have 3k cap on her. Plus wards, so it's gonna hit a little bit heavier. Stun Gust is her next spell. That's gonna be Earth spell. You can use Sandworm with this, but it's only 18 hits. So essentially, Sandworm turns this into a 27 hit spell, based on that like 1.5x damage, right? Right. Yeah, let's check it out. So one thing, we're just gonna showcase what these look like, all right, and then we'll go into like how good are they at stacking. Because, all right, we'll get into that in a second. Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm's actually one of my favorites. It's just like that cool, like purple, pinkish hue, just like zoom from the bottom. Blaze Wall does have a little extra cap on it, and is like 24 hits, I believe.
Very random.
It is a little bit random, but that was. Here's the thing: as much as she doesn't, like, you don't want her you don't really want her in the same party as like Shift Eliza or Maja. Shift Eliza literally drops the res of fire and light. So Shift Eliza, Angela, and Maja are actually a good party together. Funnily enough.
Right.
If you just equip just Meteor Rain, and I think if you have the Ultrafire spell on Shift Eliza, you equip all her unstackables and just use Maja as like an actual disgusting non-stackable magic user. It's actually a really good idea. All right. These units are pretty much dead. So Dark Force is sick. This reminds me. Have you ever played Valorant?
I haven't, but of course I know it.
Do you know what like kind of like smokescreen thing I'm talking about? If you like,
I've seen.
I've never actually played it either. I've only seen videos.
Seen videos, yep.
I don't know that looks very similar to me. Like looks kind of cool, but smoke looks like.
Yeah, I like that her animations. They're kind of like they're basic, but they're satisfying. You know.
Smoke grenades, Darius says. Yeah. All right, let's look at her. Let's look at her Ancient Curse, because this is her her baby.
Bread and butter.
This is the special one about her. Of course, her mana spells are all very good. As stackable weakness like spells in their own right. But let's talk about Ancient Curse. Because this one's pretty good. You know, just 30 hits of and then just ramps up at the end there, just like those huge hits. It is 30 hits, so while you saw 36, there are other units in the game attacking, so nothing crazy. The unfortunate part of this is that even though it is a very, very strong spell for her, it is limited by cap, right? So like when we're talking about, DPS or high damage, to get cap on her, it's not that easy. Essentially, you're going to be using. You can really only get like a few more K cap than what I have right now. So we have units nowadays that Shift Eliza, Maja that can do well over 1 million damage in one spell. Her highest spell here for Ancient Curse is going to do right around 1 million. So
yeah, that's pretty low.
It's low, but it's useful, right? So it doesn't. The reason Ancient Curse is there, I think. So even if the enemy has all resistances, she'll never get cucked. Okay. But if there is another mage, she can still use all of her stackables, which I mean that's been kind of the theme of her, right? She's usable even when there's non-stackable magic on the field, and very good at what she does. But I want you to see just real quick, and we'll come back out. just how quick these spells are. So I don't know if you're used to H2S. You're not used to H2S, or that spell specifically.
I saw a video.
It's still relatively fast.
Yeah.
It doesn't stack per se, but it overlaps.
Mm-hmm.
The unfortunate part of all these spells is they don't overlap like at all. If you cast her stuff, she won't cast the next one till it's like done.
Oh, that's tough.
So why don't we do Stun Gust? Because I know you were talking about that one. So let's do Stun Gust. She's using it immediately. Okay, she'll cast,
and she's waiting. Wow. That's interesting.
And there's no like combo, right? It doesn't flow. Yeah. So when I expected and I saw these non-stackables, I was expecting them to be a little bit more similar to H2S, where the next one would start before the first one ends.
Yeah, so it's like a chain almost.
And they don't seem to be doing that. Now, that was the shorter spell. That was the lower hit spell. So we're gonna go into and do the other spells, and I'll show you like her tier 2, relatively her tier 2 spells of her. Her getting the Dark Force and Blaze Wall. So Blaze Wall, and then using a Blaze Wall again, you'll see how it where it goes. So they all drop out, and now they're on the ground.
Right.
Takes a while to get up, and then there's like a couple seconds in between. This is probably her best one, to be honest, just because it's so fast.
Yeah. Cool
so that's my favorite spell of hers, but again,
I like how you can see the shadow of them in there.
I didn't even notice that. That's kind of cool.
It's pretty dope.
But the only difference between those spells and non-stackable spells is you can use them after, or you can use them with other spells in the field. Right. Because in all seriousness, those spells, you can't. There's the same thing. The same kind of queue that non-stackables have. They just can be used at any point. Right? You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, you can't actually overlap them.
Yes, right. Wait a minute. So
they're not going to interfere with a non-stackable spell queue.
Correct.
But they have their own kind of queue, right? Where since they don't overlap with the same unit, they're kind of just like single spells, not comboed together at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
yeah, no, it does.
The way that I kind of use her, and the way I was using her in the showcase, was essentially using. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to use Ancient Curse, and then using Stackable Spell. So 1-to-1 ratio. 1-to-1 ratio. So we're going to get them all caught in. It's going to be Ancient Curse. I'm going to do a Dark Force. And then we do another Ancient Curse. 1-to-1 ratio.
Right.
And then we do another Ancient Curse, and we do another Dark Force. And that's some good damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how I thought her playstyle was going to be. And the thing is, like, at the highest level, yes, it's not the craziest, but she's going to
Maul Tower.
She's going to Maul Tower, and like,
oh, good.
Yet another unit where it's like for new players.
You're literally you never have to do anything.
You don't need You don't need Trishula. You don't need dual wield. You just need her, and she'll carry you through. Literally, I don't even know how much a story, but a lot of it.
I mean, yeah. Like, if you like, all right. So let's let me take this stuff off her. Let's see what she does against Nirvana, because that's like a certain story boss, right? Let's see what she does. I don't know. I think his weakness is like dark or something, but no arc, no nothing. I think she should do all right. I actually haven't brought her here yet, but dark. All right, let's use dark. Yeah, she's literally capping.
Like, right, it's done. Like that fight. Well,
this isn't like a hugely difficult fight.
It's not. No.
like you see the point. Like
That's
this is like
right. Like that's another
I'm not
reason.
using an arc. Like I mean, yeah, I have good equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using like I don't know. It's
Mm-hmm. And what fight did you take her into? Zlorg?
I took her as Lorgan Mother
Mm-hmm.
in my showcase. Um, and the spirits in Zlorg are 1 million HP, so she struggles to kill there. But you use Ancient Curse and then another spell to kill.
Yep.
That's it. And it's very click
Effective.
click. Like
Yeah.
they die, bang bang.
Yeah.
Mother went okay for me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely usable mage there, just like Shift Eliza is.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yes, if you got her, congratulations, you got a very very usable unit in almost all content.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
especially for multiplayer.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but like having very quick spells in wave battles
Mm-hmm.
is really nice,
It is. It is.
especially when you're going to be doing an Oxter bonus damage. Uh, so,
Yeah. I really value ease of use characters. And she is extremely high ease of use.
yep,
You don't have to worry about
Yep.
all these special things that you need to re-roll for to make it easier on you. Like, she is a full package.
yep, she really is.
And I appreciate that, because then that's less moving things around, making sure things are tweaked a certain way. No pun intended.
Uh,
It's all there. Like, I just
But yeah,
bring
I mean,
her, and my bases are covered.
I mean, and even then, like if you want to put her in, like let's see, what do I want to do? I'm gonna run around with Reese real quick, and we'll see what how her AI does. I'm just gonna put this here.
The AI test, huh?
AI test. Let's see if she actually uses spells.
Because Maja is a horrible AI, in my experience.
I don't think he is, but yeah, maybe.
Well, because with mages, you really gotta bring the weak. You gotta bring whatever spell the enemies are gonna be weak to, or else he'll just sit there and spam auto attacks.
I mean, I don't think she's gonna do that well, anyways. Right here, anyways. I'm just gonna run around with it. But you see that
She's casting something. That's better than she's casting another thing. Oh, an ancient curse,
Run with the Ancient Curse.
bro. She's honestly not doing bad at all. For like background damage that you literally don't have to control. I'm fine with it. Yeah, sign me up. She's just going in.
She's casting spells after
She's doing
spell, man.
whatever. She's doing whatever spell she feels in the mood for.
She's finally using S2.
There it is.
But those enemies were all weak, so let's. I guess I'll kill with the Obelisk, huh? But like if you wanted to, you just go like this, bang.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she casted one.
Nice.
Nice.
Boom. I don't know, bro. Even with the negatives and the cons that we pointed out, I still want her, bro. I still want
I mean,
her.
but dude, she's so Mage AI acts. In which case, if an enemy has a weakness or is neutral, well, I mean, usually they prioritize weak spells, right? So most enemies at some point will have weakness. You got a little little Buddha badges going.
Buddha badge member, baby.
Nice.
Use those emotes.
But as an AI, she just used like 8 straight spells without regular attacking once. So that's kind of dope.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
So
For
I
AI.
mean, if you equip like all of her natural spells to her, she's gonna cast something probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she didn't at the boss there, but I think he's light weak, and I don't have Holy Bolt on him, so that's probably why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have Holy Bolt on her.
How'd your summons go for her?
My summons went okay. I got her in lap 2 of the step up. I was going for the paids anyways, and I got her. I had a bunch of free crystals, so I yeeted something like 20k of those, and got the arc. So it ended up not being that bad.
Okay,
Had to buy 1 pack. I'm okay with it.
that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Nice.
But yeah.
Cool. Talk about the arc.
Anyway, bro. Arc time. We talked about it just a little bit. The most notable things on this arc, the passes are actually not bad for magical attackers, especially mana magic users.
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone else not using mana magic, so the only way to get mana magic onto a unit now who doesn't have an innate is Holy Bolt. So if you don't have the Trials of Mana Arc that's in the Redux banner, you'll never be able to activate this unless you're using a Popoi or a Prim or a Angela. So this also doesn't say mana attack magic, right? So maybe that also suggests anytime other mana magic is used.
Yeah, I mean, like a moon saber or
like
something.
a saber. Yeah, exactly. So that's possibly what it could be used for. Just a really, really quick, like, ramping up of damage if you felt like classing out a cute few buffs. I cannot confirm if that's true or not. We'll have Lake actually check out the details, but that would be interesting if that works. A flat MP and HP and MP plus 10% for each is really, really good. And then magical attacking. This is essentially mind piercing. This is probably a 10 or 20% chance for dropping the enemy's mind by 30 and dealing damage on the hit, similar to regular piercing.
It's a big chunk of mind.
It is a big chunk, and mind debuffs actually work very, very well for increasing damage.
Well, yeah, I was actually going to bring that up and I forgot to, kind of backtracking a bit, but you'll hear me talk about it a lot, and a lot of the other guys, that how stats are not as big of a deal, right? Like, instead of focusing for physical DPS on your strength, you want to go for physical damage mods. Well, from conversations I remember, for magic users, the intelligence stat does seem to have a bigger implication on
because we
performance.
don't have that many modifiers, right?
Okay, I was going to ask if that was the specific reason.
So similar to early game physical attackers, when we barely had any modifiers for physical attacks percentages. Yeah, it was really important to stack your strength. Nowadays, not so much. You can reach cap without doing that. So I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more boosts in the future to kind of go the same route, where we won't have to focus solely on intelligence. Because right now, some of the strongest boosts in the game for magic attackers are boosting their stats. All the MP, all the magic ups, reinforce, moonlight, aura, all that kind of stuff are very, very strong. Yeah, it's almost like we're early
game.
early flow chart physical DPS with the magic right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
But no, talking about this, the mind cutting debuffs in this game are extremely important for doing damage. I think you have probably seen the difference in damage between even a simple blazer or a simple drain debuff versus like high drain versus like shifting killies, like 50% debuff
Yep.
on defense. Like, you can hit super hard. So yeah, this debuff is not nothing to be laughed about. It's not as potent as you might think it would be, but it's still very, very good to have. One thing I did go ahead and do in this LR is I maxed its MP and intelligence, since those are the two main things that I would be using on whoever I would be using it on, to be honest, because I'm going for magical damage.
Right.
As to the learnables, some good stuff here actually. HP up 2 and MP up 2, whatever, we have those already. Soul Hunt. I have not tested this specifically yet. Okay, so I have not actually used this and go suicide at anyone. I assume it's the same buff as the generic magic attack buff, but this would be one of the only other ways to apply this, right? Besides the Council of 10 stuff, and that's only 40 seconds at the start of battle. So this could be very, very good.
I mean, yeah, there is a magic damage multiplier right there.
Yep, we don't have any of these at all. Auto barrier, cool. Elemental combo and fast side protection. These are interesting as well. So Soul Hunt, elemental combo, and fast side protection are the most notable of the skills for sure. Elemental combo, magic attack damage plus 5% for each repeat of an attack magic attribute. So it doesn't have to be the same spell, it just has to be of the same attribute. The effect resets after 10 seconds / when using a different attribute, attack magic, or support healing magic. So you can only use that attribute and it expires after 10 seconds, or using like another attribute, or switching up a different kind of spell. Which, I mean, sure. It's similar to spell linkage, and I believe it does stack with spell linkage. If you're just spamming out the same spell over and over, like if I'm using just straight up Dark Force every time, and that's the only spell I have equipped, then yes, I'm not capping. I would want this on there, along with spell linkage. So that's some good damage right there. And 5 side protection I think is super high value. Yes, it's 7 SC, but you know where this is going to be useful. Arena. The first 10 seconds of Arena, the first 40 seconds in Arena, this is minus 35% physical damage. Most units in the entire game will not have the ability to use this normally, but giving them the first 40 seconds having minus 35%, almost double the minus 20% that they can get with fast protection.
Oh yeah,
that's really, really good.
Yeah, that can clutch some.
It's a very strong PvP skill. As to the Ethereal World, which I think most people are probably
would
want to talk about, right? This is probably the most people are interested about, because people are like, oh, it's a mini Trishula? Okay, let's talk about that. So, Queen Scepter, Staff, 222 intelligence, no MP, magical attack damage plus 10%. All very good stats. But then we get to the second part. When using attack magic, if damage is reduced by attribute resist, reduce resist 20% and go damage. This is the same thing as the Elemental Ark's passive. It is percentile based, not a flat damage drop. So if it's 100, it'll go to 80. If the resist is 50, this will act as though it's 40. Okay, it doesn't actually drop them, it just acts as though. Where is this important? Well, Elemental Ark does not actually reduce all of the attributes. It reduces the first 4 attributes, which are the quote-unquote labeled elements. That's fire, ice, thunder, and earth. This drops 20% for every single one. So this works on light and dark magic. So if you're going to use a light or dark mage who doesn't have any other way to reduce resist, such as AUG Lily, I know Maja has it, but you can equip this to him for his light magic. I believe Sheeta doesn't have a way to drop it either. So, like, this is very good. I'm not saying it's going to be amazing. Dropping from 100 to 80 res isn't, like, crazy. No. But it's going to allow you to not be cucked in certain scenarios.
Yeah, it enables. It's sad that it's not a flat minus 20. I would have liked that. Maybe a little more. But, I mean, even then, it wouldn't be super. But it stacks along with the other ones, no?
Yes, it stacks with, and I don't know how those counteract or if they're like multiplicative and whatnot, but it should stack with the Elemental Ark, yes.
Right, so it can be a tool and a recipe.
A recipe, very nice.
Or an ingredient.
But yeah, I mean, the Ark's not bad. It got an okay score on the tier list. I mean, it's a good magic Ark for sure. Good magic AER, strong stats, good learnable skills. Like, not a bad one. It's definitely way better than the first one. Part one Ark.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah. I've heard very, very underwhelming feedback for the first one. Surprising.
What else we got today, Buddha?
We got some extra things added to the event. We got some equips.
We got some really funny stuff that happened in the event. This is a funny battle.
It is. I haven't gotten there yet. It's been tough
for you, but it's pretty funny. I went out and grinded out all my event points this morning, so just to finish that out the night 2K.
Nice.
Just to answer people's questions, this is literally the same thing as the first round. It's the second to last hard stage. That's what you farm to get the seeds.
Yep.
Second to last, it's like the same drop rate as Crystal Desert. There's literally like almost no improved drop rates for seeds, in my opinion. Which is, whatever. Magic Pots. Magic Pot 1 is going to give Duran souls. Magic Pot 2 is going to give Reese and Angela souls.
Oh.
So for every 50 seeds, you're going to get 15 souls of each. Sorry, for 100 seeds, you're going to get 15 souls of each. Same allocation as the Duran. So this is 50 giving 15. This is 100 giving 30. Nothing crazy. But the high difficulty challenge is going to be like you get one of each prism. So you get an Angela Prism and a Reese Prism, and they have nobody dies, clears within 2 minutes, and clears without continues. So it's actually a pretty funny battle, honestly. Like if you if you go check it out, like I know you haven't done it yet, and I don't really want to. I know Chuck is asking me to go do it in the 7 seconds, but I feel like that would ruin your fun.
Listen, bro. This collab
Right,
has been tough because Who knew that when you don't pull new characters at gacha games, it's really difficult to stay motivated. Who knew?
All right, well I'll do it since Chuck's asking.
Yeah, no, we can do it for the podcast for sure.
Yeah, let me just set this up real quick. I'm pretty sure it's pretty well set up.
Well, we still have another week of the collab.
We do, and you know what, people. So one thing we should talk about. Actually, we'll talk about that afterwards. Hold on.
Okay.
We'll do this first.
We'll do this first.
This it'll be a weird segment, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of this first, so we can just. I'm pretty sure her skills are set.
Oh, I pulled Umi. Both poll sessions are on my channel. I'm just happy I have willpower.
All right, so here's what's gonna happen. It's a little bit RNG as to whether I get 7 or 8 seconds. So if I do it in 7, cool, but don't expect it. Don't expect it, bro. I gotta click a lot of skills, and it's not very easy to do.
Buddha Green Lantern? Oh, is that a Green Lantern thing? Willpower?
All right, let's go.
I'll take that deal, Kingdom Kid. I'll take that deal.
Hold on,
I know Tweacz will.
Is that an offer?
I know, right?
Does your uncle work at Adis?
Undercover? That's a content creator sponsorship I can get behind. Of course, it's G Luke spam. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? Right?
Oh, I didn't do the. Actually, I'm definitely gonna get 8 seconds because I didn't actually do the fucking.
The hell?
I didn't actually do the
strategy
of Tinkilly. Yeah,
Nice.
I literally screwed it up. I was supposed to do the all before it even spawned, but we're gonna do it now.
Nice.
So it's probably gonna be 8 seconds. Isn't that like that minimal 0.1 second in between like us actually using the alt and not?
Mm-hmm. Always. Yeah. This is why Honey Elixir is better than WAP for time trials. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the whole
There's
thing?
a lot of other stuff in the battle, but like that is how I did it. If you just ignore everything else and just use G Luke, this is why her ideal is a 10 on the tier list.
Yep.
Okay, so it was 7 seconds. It just wasn't my fastest. That's all.
You can literally just skip things with G Luke.
Yep.
You just skip it. She's a skip button.
But it's a cute little black rabbite thing
Yeah.
that pops up, and then there's like a bunch of different rabbits that come and hang out and try to attack you. So it's actually it's pretty funny.
I'm gonna bring Maja and see how that goes. The legitimate way.
The legitimate way, that was pretty legitimate. No hacks involved, bro.
Listen, the
non-G Luke way.
the peon way, okay?
The Briaris just asked, do I need to have G Luke upgraded well to that damage or not? No, dude, you can do it at level 1. 0 out of 120. Yeah, of course you need them upgraded. Like, what the hell? It's not exactly like whatever. All right.
Anyway, okay, so go ahead.
One thing of note. People have been asking in chat, and I've seen a lot today in Discord. Where are the prisms? Because we have, I mean, at least for other people, similarly, we have Duran, who's only at plus 12. Right?
Yeah,
This is the max we can get him at right now, is plus 12. As well as only 2 prisms for Angela and Reese. The answer to that is going to be in week 3. We do still have 1 more week. So things are still going to be, we still have the time trials. We still have all the fun things involved. We have soul accumulation. I don't know if they're going to add more EVP rewards, but it would make sense if they did. just for week 3 and more grinding. So we'll have to see. We will absolutely have to see.
Yeah, we'll wait to do a final thoughts on the collab when it's all said and done, because you never know. They could drop some ridiculous thing like the Mother Soul dump that they gave us during that random event not too long ago, which made it like one of the best things in the entire game.
Oh, so good.
It's literally why I'm just chilling on Mother Souls. Like, any unit I want right now, it's like, okay, you want to go to plus 90 SC? Here you go.
Yeah,
No
I've used it on literally every single unit that I've had recently, and it's starting to hurt.
I bet you're draining.
There's just like the minimal of the things that I can do is get arena 20 every day. That's it. That's my only regen. So yes, using 1500 on a unit is hurts.
Yeah, at that point, for sure.
But you know, testing is testing. We got to do it. If I don't do it today, I probably just won't do it.
There are luxuries to be a casual player.
Hoarding like a dragon, like Crip says.
Hoarding like a dragon. Got to sometimes, but cool, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Your boy Buddha is pretty freaking tired today.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you know it. So I
That's
mean,
so
we went over Angela, we went over the Ark, over the little bitty new stuff that came with this update.
It's not too much. I see a question in chat that was interesting.
Yeah, we can go over some questions in chat now. I haven't been paying attention to you
So
guys.
Kingdom Kid asks, where do we find all the little cactus? I believe a bunch of those are listed in Discord, but if you can't find the 3 that are left, if most people have had 6 going into this week, the 3 that are left, I believe, are from the mission rewards, and then the last one is going to be from the shop. It's going to be
get that one.
The collab power-up set in the Angela kit.
Oh, no,
there was one little cactus. So go snag this for free. Yeah.
I did get that already.
Yeah, 9 out of 9. You get a little cactus 3D model,
missing?
which I mean, it's like, okay, where is it?
What do you mean? That was your guy when this whole thing first started. You loved him.
Yeah, the homie, Cactus Coon.
Yeah.
Look at him. This one's cool. This one's so much better.
That one's dope.
So much better.
Yeah. There's no denying that. Nice.
I think this is from the original, right? Yeah. Yep. Redux. Oh yeah, dude. All right, that'll be literally the only time I open those up.
Nice. I'm missing one, bro. I'm missing 2. Nope, I'm missing 1.
Have you finished the mission rewards?
I haven't. So that's probably where that is. I'm missing 2. I'm missing 8 and 9.
That's unfortunate.
Interesting.
Mission rewards.
There's one in there.
Let me go check. Hold on, this is the event. Benevolent Darkness. You're stopped at 26,000.
I haven't done any Tower 0, no.
I don't think there were, maybe.
I will be skipping as much as I can.
You haven't done floor? You haven't done tower at all?
No.
There was one at tower floor level 1. So.
Wait, what?
There's one at the tower floor level 1.
Oh. Got it. Do you have to do this full tower?
Yeah, what?
You can't skip?
No, you can't skip it.
Wait, what do you mean?
You can't skip tower. Did you not know that?
No.
That was like a huge thing day 1 last week.
They just took it away?
No, they didn't take it away. It's just because they changed the aesthetics of it and changed the rewards. It was essentially like a new tower. So we never actually played this tower.
Oh, wow.
But they said the no skip was kind of bugged. So
I did see that.
Leaving it as is.
Gotcha. Okay, great.
As you can see, my friends are all clearing tower very well. So.
If someone asks where Demos and Panda are, they're chilling in the tower.
They're clearing tower. Dude. Let's leave them alone.
Demos is still looking for the cactus. Yep, I would be there too.
One thing I did want to talk about. I know a bunch of people asked me this morning. Can Angela do the XP farm? The answer is no.
Hell no.
Nah, she doesn't have enough cap for it,
Not
unfortunately.
even close.
Yeah, she can't. Her max spell is about 1,000,000. They have 1.36 million health. She cannot do it, unfortunately, still. So we do not have a replacement for Maji yet for that Heart of the Temple XP farm.
Which I just love. I just love it.
I love it too, man.
Oh.
That alone is so high value.
Oh my god.
Bro, how many gems have you gotten from just leveling units?
Well, hold on. Let me get some more.
So much.
A ridiculous amount. Probably over 25k.
Huh?
Easily.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's busted.
I
really wish like all units and art still had gem rewards.
Me too.
That'd be nice.
Man.
I was gonna bring that up in the next Q&A. Why they changed that? I doubt it. They'll answer.
No, they're not gonna answer.
Hell no.
No way.
Because we all know the answer.
Always money.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, this makes sense. It is a business, but you know, we're here to ride along and hope that they treat us right.
We'll see.
That's all you can pray for.
That's all you can do.
Give feedback when you can. Hopefully it's received.
I would have really loved the Redux banner to have like 2 times SSR rates.
I mean, it probably should have.
Bonus, you know?
The fact that it was only like 0.5% for units and then 0.8 for the arcs is kind of interesting, honestly. They should have made it well worth our while. But I mean, the fact that they even had those arcs and units for 9k paid, which again is a good chunk of change for a lot of people, sure. But to have that instead of the normal pity is already a really, really good start.
It was. So, baby steps. I guess I don't know. I really am torn, bro. I'm really torn about if I want to summon more or if I just want to hoard.
You have Maja.
I know, right? Like, I don't need.
That's like another talking point. Like, do you need Angela if you already have Maja?
No. I know this. I know this, but I feel like I'm also not at a point anymore where I'm really talking about what I need. I have everything I need and some. So now it's just about like what am I gonna have fun with?
Baron's 5th enhance.
Oh my god, yes. I know. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that.
So let's talk about that for a second. Who are the units that do not have 5th enhance yet?
We got Baron.
Okay, there's a lot of them.
Rabala. We got Ruto.
We'll go to my list because I mean mine's easier to tell.
Okay, yeah.
So
and Shift Kyle, damn.
So Shift Kyle, right? Shift Kyle's one of them. We have Ruto. Ruto's one of them. Okay. We have Baron and Rabala. These two lovebirds. Baron and Rabala. And then we have some collab units that probably aren't going to get rerun, I would assume, but you never know. The Slime collab all needs buffed. Stone collab, Slime collab, ReZero collab, and the DMC collab all need buffed. As well as the original Robo Waifu DXR.
They are. They're holding out on him. He honestly.
I don't know why, but they're holding out so hard on DXR.
He doesn't even need it. He doesn't need any more buffs, bro. He's already stupid ridiculous in every area that he's good.
Yeah, it's really funny, actually.
It is. Yeah, so, I mean, there's still some highly anticipated 5-stars coming that hopefully won't disappoint. I kind of want to go back to Noab's question and get your opinion, because I'm actually kind of thinking about it. How would you rate Angela versus Maja in terms of ease of use? How I brought up that, you get Angela and you're covered. Maja, we've said that as well.
Yeah,
because
they're both like very similar scores in that.
Right.
For general content, right?
I think Angela.
In Tower and such, they're both going to have great coverage. Even with Maja's like one of the guys that he doesn't need the full coverage. He can just blast through like strong coverage.
That's true.
Angela's gonna need be that one who actually uses the coverage or uses the weakness against them and uses neutral. But where they falter and where like Angela's gonna falter a little bit in like extremely hard content. Modular is going to blast through everything. So,
Literally.
ease of use, they're pretty similar, honestly. Yeah. Along with Shift Eliza is also very easy to use because she just gets a natural anima to decrease the resistance.
Yeah, Shift Eliza is still super good.
Super good. Seriously. Those three right there are the top mages in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Not far behind of them is Shift Zekis.
Mm-hmm.
The new improved Shift Zekis. And then Rabel is back there. So keep in mind, those 5 units, especially those top 3, are very, very impressive.
Absolutely, especially for being mages. They have they're steering into the right direction with the way they're taking mages, no doubt.
They are.
Because, I mean, Maja, I like him now more than 80% of my PDPS roster.
Yeah, dude. His ability to just... And again, people were saying in chat, Maja's one click and win. You're not wrong. Like, he doesn't... Normally, it doesn't even matter the res. If you just build up his starters to do maximum damage... Oh my
god.
You're just like, all right, I guess I'll just sit here and wait for everything to die.
Yep. Yeah, like everyone else can, get flinched out and, try and spam their skills and tap the screen. I'm just gonna sit back with Maja. I'm gonna cast one spell, and I'm gonna probably do as much damage as you guys are doing, all at once.
All right, so let's talk about what we just did on the tier list. Okay. We did bump up Maja quite a bit because we wanted to show his value to an account because I think we've got him pretty well fleshed out, right? We raised him to a 9.8 from a 9.5, sure, but we don't have many units that high. We really don't. We have a couple 10s, or we have a few 10s, and like 9.8 is like, I mean, he beat out Sheeta, he beat out Shift Eliza, Shift Alice. Let me see this. Who else notables? 2B, A2, like... He's a crazy good unit.
He is
to have on the account. Gen's only a 9.7. He's a freaking 9.8 now. We gave him a 10 in ideal because I think you understand how much damage he can put out.
Yep. I mean, he's another one that turns the game into easy mode at high difficulties. I was gonna touch on something Zero said, actually, which it's actually an interesting point. He said Maj is really good, like, paperweight when someone else's caster takes up the casting space, which is, that is something to consider with casters. But what I've noticed is even against Eliza's in multiplayer, I don't know if you've had the same experience, even if the Eliza's not really paying attention, they launch their big bang. If I have my Maja queued, he usually takes the next spell.
Yeah. I mean, if a person's on auto, you're going to win that.
Okay.
And see, that's as much as multiplayer is like a huge aspect of the game now, it's a huge part of endgame farming. Like, you're never going to find that in your own gameplay.
There's so much more.
The only play you're going to get cucked out of something is in multiplayer. I don't know. That's just my take. It's like not.
And it's still considerably a fraction of your total game experience.
It should be a fraction, right? Normally, if you're going into multiplayer and you see a well-built Maja, you don't have to stay in the lobby. It's okay. You don't have to be annoying and you try to take over the cast space. Just let them do their thing. It's okay. Dude, yeah. I was farming Maja the other day. And literally, I had my Maja set up as my icon, as my dude, like as the main unit that I'm using in the battle, like because I'm hosting, right? And Majas kept joining. I'm like, do you guys not know? Like,
they don't.
That like you just don't bring a Maja. If you see a Maja, just don't bring one.
Literally.
Like it's not that.
Have another party that you could just swap.
It's okay, man. You can set a physical DPS to do something else. It's okay.
Yeah, it's great. Maj is amazing.
Yep.
Yes.
But yes,
good.
To Angela, she is still a very good unit. But I think we've touched on her enough.
We have.
Is there anything fun you would wanted to do, or are you
Oh, bro.
there's not that much. I think if we get all four of us next week, we could do some multiplayer. But
Yeah.
hmm
I think it would be interesting to do a 4 mage run with a no stack Maja as your main, and then just have your 3 stackable casters. That being like Angela, Eliza,
Eliza,
or 2
yep.
Elizas, 2
Or
Angelas,
3
or-
Angelas,
exactly.
3 Angelas. Yeah,
And I think it'd be
yeah, no,
interesting to see multiplayer runs like that.
and it would be super. It would go super well, honestly. The only way it will be not very good is if you're fighting in the Vajra battle and
Oh,
you find a
Oh.
wave with those lightning ghosts who are magic immune.
yeah, but then yeah, no, that wouldn't be too great, huh?
It wouldn't be fun.
Well,
It's
maybe
it's not fun. I've been there.
Oh,
It's
you've
really
been
not
there.
fun.
Okay, so this is
Many
already
times.
something you've done.
Many times.
Okay, I know.
When I'm bringing my Maja and like a support Tinkili, and there's literally like let's say a Maja and like a Sage Zekis roll in, and it's just like no one's doing anything.
Okay. I was really hoping that because she is also no attribute. Well, I guess the skill's not so much. So I was just going to say she would be able to take advantage. Well, yeah, because she has no attribute multipliers. I was really hoping she would reach cap easily with her magic, so that you could put things like phase change, thumb, ring for her
Yes.
regulars, dual wield her, and get that nice goddess kiss MP regen like Gen. That's what I was hoping ideally.
Well, that would be ideal. Yes, I don't disagree.
It would be.
But unfortunately, I think Amber would agree with me. I think you, or at least I would say, her goddess kiss procs are a struggle
That's rough.
because she does lack a good bit of damage in her kid. Like surprisingly, um, even with a neutral weapon and having boost for that, it's like it's not great. Like even using backstab, surprise attack, a killer, even though she has a innate special boost, like even just throwing a killer on for 3 or 4 SC, like she just wasn't doing much
Well,
damage.
yeah, and I think I also take for granted that Gen makes all of his physical attacks backstabs.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
Like,
And he is extremely strong physicals
Right.
based like with intelligence like
Right.
conversion.
like I've gotten so spoiled in boss battles where it's like, Elder King Mass Gen, I cast WAP, and then I do my thing, and then he's got full MP. Like, I don't have to do anything. Yeah. So,
There's a lot of salty players in your chat right now.
are they
Just
salty?
letting you know. I don't know.
I've been
I don't know what they're complaining about.
Yeah, I don't either. I've been getting like, I've been really just not focusing on salt recently, and it feels good.
Focus
It
on the
does.
happy parts of the game.
It does.
'Cause the game is so fun. Like in all seriousness, it's so fun. Just don't if you. It's easy to sit in my position, right? Because I do have everything, and I have worked to get all of it and to understand how it all applies. But once you start learning the game and like being okay with not pulling everything in gacha and just using what you got and not looking outside of your account and being like, I wish I had this, and just instead looking inside of your account and saying like, how can I do this with the stuff that I have? It gets way better.
It
Treating it
really
like a
does.
game, treating it like an actual game, and not treating it like a gacha is
Yes.
totally different mindset.
It is. It is. And this is a game where you can actually do that because of the mechanics of it and the intricacies of it. But that's just
It's tough to convince a whole mindset. I guess I just come from a different world. Like I
Yeah.
don't like, as you know, I didn't play gacha before this game.
Right.
Like I just didn't.
Right.
So like, I guess I'm just not there yet.
You're just built different, Tweacz. You're just
Is that it?
built different, bro.
I haven't built enough salt yet in the salt mines.
No.
Fair enough.
You really and it's so funny because like when I see people be like, "Oh, Tweacz, he's always so negative and he's always trying to shoot me down," and I'm just like, "No, he's not. He's really not."
I think it's
like
actually
the-
just really funny that you like mentioned something about like my reactions to stuff because a nerd, I know he's in the stream right now.
No web.
Yeah, it was
Uh-huh.
so funny. So I was doing my polls today, and I was pulling on my iPad, and he's sitting in chat, and I go like something like, "Oh, I got her. All right. Well, now we go for the arc." And he's like, he texted and it was like, "Dude, you had literally like no reaction." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I don't really treat it like gambling. I just treat it like it's like
Mhm.
it's a thing. Like either I'm going to get it or not."
Right. Right.
I don't know. It was just really funny. He was just like, "What? There was no reaction or anything."
Yeah. You are the opposite of a Buddha. We offer two sides of a coin. You and I.
That's fair.
It's good.
That's why it melded so well, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, hell yeah, bro. So cool. This was a fun one. Newest unit and his voice inflection doesn't change.
That's what he said. There was no voice inflection. I was like, all right, got it.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that about Tweacz because it's just like, here it is. This is the deal.
Facts, bro.
Whether you like it or not, we're going with it. So, facts. Tweacz likes facts.
Yeah,
Okay.
facts are important.
They
Facts
are.
Speculation is no good. Facts are important.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think I'm dragging this on a little bit, but
Yeah, no worries.
okay, guys, thank you for sticking with us, for being here during this another episode of POWERCREEP Podcast. And we'll see you guys next week for the next one. As always, thank you to my co-host / pretty much the main host of the POWERCREEP Podcast at this point.
Someone's got to pull the unit and talk about it.
You know, someone's got to, put us in their backpack. And that's all we got for you this time. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you're new. And for the Buddha Gang members that are already here, thank you guys so much for always coming through with the support.
Join the Buddha Gang. Join the Buddha Gang.
Buddha Gang, baby. With all that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next podcast.